What's up, folks?
Hello.
Happy New Year. We're not going to see you before 2025 up until this point, obviously. Happy New Year. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on, folks? It's our last show of 2024.
It sure is. And small show today. We got plans. We're busy, so got to make stuff for the new year. NFL CFP is this week. CFP before the NFL massive week 18 for not for at least one more playoff seed, and then of course the seeding in general. Um, uh, we'll get to all that and so much more. But Bill, college football playoff is starting, I believe
Tomorrow
Wednesday.
night.
Tomorrow night. Sorry, again, I'm not a college guy. Bill is way more of a college football expert than I am. So, um,
And I take that as a compliment because I have a friend who's way more college guy than both of us.
yeah. Uh,
So, yeah, college football playoff starts to college football playoff tomorrow. It's going to be, it's going to, I'm trying to see what tomorrow's game is. Give me a second. Oh, it's going to be okay. 7:30 Penn State versus Boise State
mhm.
in Glendale, Arizona for the Fiesta Bowl. And then we got and then on Wednesday we got 1 o'clock Texas and Arizona State at the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. We got 5 o'clock, the quarterfinal Rose Bowl, Ohio State and Oregon, and then 8:45,
Notre Dame, Georgia, baby.
Oh, I'm excited for this game, folks.
Here's the thing that I'm confused about.
Shoot.
So, the Peach Bowl, the Rose Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, and the Sugar Bowl are one round. The Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl are in their semifinal. This is why we need to get rid of these stupid ass bowl games. They don't mean anything. It's all sponsorship. It's all billionaires making money and all that stuff. That's what it is at this point. Okay, we need to get rid of the bowl. How about we unify all of college football in Division One, uh, and make it like the NCAA tournament. If you win your conference, you're in the playoff. Beautiful, simple. Look, I know it's unfair, but come on now. Like these bowl games are stupid. Okay. Why does it have to be that? And again, I know nothing about college football, but why is it that the Cotton Bowl and the Orange Bowl are one round, but then the rest of the bowls are a different round? So you get to win two bowls and be champions to two bowls? That doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I just wanted to make that point. Again, I'm not a college football expert, but I just think that's stupid.
Oh, I totally agree. I Well, go talk to the college football playoff committee, though.
Yeah. Yeah, or at the very least, instead of having the Pop Tarts Bowl or the Walmart Bowl or the I Have a Dream Bowl or the Vicks Vapor Rub Bowl,
The Bill
why
is
don't you
Awesome Bowl.
Why don't you get rid of all those stupid unnecessary bowls, like I said, have nothing to do with the players earning it, but it's really more of a sponsorships for obviously for ESPN and Fox and CBS, all those players, and then the billionaire corporations to sponsor it. It has nothing to do with these college football teams. Hey, they get the 6 wins and they get a bowl game. No, this is all BS for the corporate sponsorships. It's all about money. So get rid of all those stupid ass bowl games. Put those real bowl games. Give it to those that actually earned it, that get 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 wins. Maybe, not even 8 wins. 9 wins and more. You are eligible to get into one of these bowl games. And
Oh,
then
absolutely.
and then the playoff would be for those that make the playoff. That or you unify all of college football, get rid of the stupid ass subdivisions, unify all of college football, and make it like the NCAA tournament, where the country is represented in the playoff. So, but again,
You're right. It's all about the sponsorships. It's all about the money. It's all about,
yeah. So, but in any case, are you excited for Notre Dame?
Oh, I am beyond excited. I'm a little nervous though, but Georgia doesn't have Carson back, so this may make life a little easier. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And look, they're facing a tough team in Georgia, so it's it's gonna be a tough one. But Notre Dame, they may surprise you. You never know, man. Just it just takes a lot of heart and grit and soul, and they're a tough offense. They're a tough offense, tough on defense. So have faith, Bill. Have faith.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I
And
know
I
my
think if Notre Dame beats Georgia, I think Notre Dame will be seen as the savior of the country. You know why? Because they slayed another SEC, because they slayed an SEC team.
yeah.
And the CFP can, and the College Football Playoff Committee, how they bow to the SEC, they can suck it.
Yep, exactly. All right. So we have that. Penn State, Boise State. That's gonna be an interesting one. Ohio State and Oregon. Like who would I don't know who I would want to win that scenario. I have a thing against number one seeds, but then at the same time, I don't want Ohio State to win. I have personal bias with that.
No, I hate Ohio State, so I don't blame you.
Yeah. Um, and then of course Texas at Arizona State. Let's go Arizona State. That's an easy one.
You don't like Texas, do you?
Mm, again, it's like you said, Texas and the fact that they're in the SEC now, right? So it's like, you know, I just have I don't know, I just don't like SEC. They get a lot of big time bias, and they pay. Well, let's be real about it. They pay their people. You know,
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
it's just as much like the Emmys or the Oscars or presidential campaigns where all you gotta do is pay people off and they'll get your support. Like it's a campaign to get into these playoffs. So yeah,
No, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree with you. It is becoming like the Oscars or the Emmys or whatever.
yeah. So but football fans should be excited. I should be excited because of college football, I get to leave work early. So it's like it's great.
Wait, why do you get to leave work early?
Yeah, because well, I mean, I'll be directing like three shows, but the they canceled the newscast because it's on ABC all day. So you know everything's
Hey,
preempted by college football. It's great.
Reg goes home early. Hell of a day,
Mhm.
huh?
Yeah, and I get to celebrate the new year. I don't know where I'm gonna go though. I don't know.
All right. So that's the college football. Let's now go to the NFL.
Hmm.
The NFL had a good, what a week 17.
That was a week 17. Obviously it started on Christmas. That was lackluster.
We
Um,
talked about that on Friday. So if you want to go hear our thoughts on that, go back.
yeah. But the Saturday games, the Patriots Chargers, that wasn't an
That
eventful
was a
one.
dud.
That was terrible. The Patriots are terrible. They should fire Gerard Mayo. I don't like him as coach. All year long, team is either unprepared or they make mistakes. Defense is trash. Offense is trash. Drake May, I guess, is the only bright spot, really. I know they got some good. skillful wide
And the
receivers.
crowd was chanting that at Gillette, fire Mayo.
Like let's be real. And if the crowd is saying it, then Kraft. I mean, I'm just telling you, like, I don't know. Like maybe they know something that I don't. Uh, but I think he should be fired. Chargers make the playoffs 40-7. That is a terrible showing. Final home game of the season, I believe. Or I think they have another home game. What am I talking about? The Patriots. Man, that brutal stuff. Um, and then the game of the week really Broncos and Bengals. Excuse me. This was the the 4:30 game that went to overtime. What are your thoughts on it? I talked about it on Gridiron. I mean, on Sunday Sideline with Rifkin.
Well, I really only got to see a little bit of the beginning and then I only saw the end because I was at because I we went out on Saturday for my dad's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Papa Murph.
Yeah, my dad's birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday, Dad. Love you. Um, and then when I got, because I remember when we were leaving the restaurant, I looked on my phone, it was tied. So when I got home, I saw Joe Burrow's pass to T. Higgins. Just wow.
Yeah. Um, incredible stuff by the Bengals. They go to 8-8. Broncos fall to 9-7. I was kind of stunned by the fact that one, the Broncos didn't go for two at the end of when they scored that touchdown. Obviously, one with the extra point ties the game and forces most likely forces overtime. But I want to make the playoffs. I don't know if about you, Bill, but if I'm in that scenario, I would want to make the playoffs now. I
No,
don't want
absolutely.
I don't want the Bengals being on our tails week 18. I want to close it out. I want to end this weekend knowing our fate beyond week 18. So I was kind of shocked that they didn't go for two. Obviously, Bo Nix wanted to go for two. He That was denied by the coaching staff. I look, Sean Payton's a great coach, but the way the Broncos approached that whole overtime was just lame and just flat out bizarre. The idea of going, and let's be honest, they were going for the tie here because they knew, okay, well, we either win or we tie. The fact that they barely did anything just to kill clock and to go for a tie is lame football. Lame football. It's stupid. And look, I get it. You take advantage of the rules that are out there. And me and Patch, we agreed on this that hey, look, you take advantage of the rule. It's a stupid rule. It's stupid. You know, so I thought their approach in overtime was crazy, but of course it backfired on them because Joe Burrow, once he got his opportunities, uh, he took advantage of it, and the Bengals scored. They were able to get the victory, and now they have a chance with a lot of help, obviously,
Oh, they
uh,
need a lot of help next
to
week.
make the playoffs. And let's be honest, I don't think the Bengals are going to make the playoffs,
No, me
but
neither.
whatever happens, I don't want this to get lost. Joe Burrow had a tremendous season. And the fact that they are this close to even making the playoffs based on how the season has gone, I think Joe Burrow needs to be in the conversation for MVP.
I think he has to be. Absolutely.
They're going to either give it to Josh Allen or Lamar or Saquon, one of those three. But be real about this. The reason why the Bengals are in this spot in the first place is because of Joe Burrow and Joe Burrow only. The fact that he is so good at his job and that he's the one that carries his team, literally carrying his team to the finish line. Whether they cross the finish line as champions and ultimate winners or where they cross as the ultimate losers in this little playoff push here. But the bottom line is Joe Burrow single-handedly put this team in a position where they could make the playoffs. And that cannot be ignored, Bill.
Oh, absolutely. You are not wrong, my friend. I think he needs to be seen as a contender for MVP. So I think he's going to be a dark horse candidate because you got Lamar, Allen, Saquon, but if he should be MVP, and he should at least be in the conversation
Yeah, I would put him in the conversation.
because this is his eighth consecutive game that he has thrown at least 250 yards
Mhm.
and three touchdowns, breaking the record from Tom Brady.
And look,
So I don't
a
know
lot
why he isn't in the conversation.
yeah, and a lot of those have been victorious weeks. Again, putting the Bengals in a spot where they could make the playoffs. So just saying, NFL, the writers, AP writers, whoever picks it, look into it because one step closer, even though I don't think ultimately I think the Bengals will miss. But you never know. You never know. So that was the best game of the week by far. Then of course there's the late Saturday game. You had Cardinals and Rams. Rams playing very good football. But this was a more of a defensive game, but the Rams come up on top. Kyler Murray had a good game though. 33, 48, 321 yards. He only had a touchdown, but he he played well, and unfortunately, he did throw that horrible interception at the end. But it is what it is.
Absolutely. So those are the Saturday games. The Sunday slate. The Sunday slate. The Oh, I'm pulling it up here.
You're fine.
Okay, Sunday slate. Bills lose to the Jets 40 to 14. And
Um,
according to Sports Illustrated, Rex Ryan may be a potential new candidate.
I've been saying it. It's like, why not? Bill and I we talked about this a lot, mostly off air. But why not Rex? Why not Rex? Rex Ryan loves the Jets. He is a Jet. He cares about this franchise. He wants to win. He wants the pressure of winning a Super Bowl in New York. Like, it makes a lot of sense. A nice feel good comeback story for a coach that is often, put to the wayside and not really taken seriously. But Jet fans take him seriously. Jet fans want him. So why not? Um, Wishful think. It's wishful thinking at this point, Bill.
Oh, it absolutely is.
It's either that, Mike Vrabel, or Flores. Out of all the stupid ass offensive defensive coordinators out there, the only one I would heavily consider is Ben Johnson. But I don't want a first time head coach. I'm tired of that. I want someone that has been here before. This is a different job with the Jets. This job is different. This is New York. You have talent. They're close to they're a win now team. It's different. This is not
And
a rebuild. This is a win now team, Bill.
or even with I would say Vrabel because if Rodgers stays around, Reg,
Hmm.
if Aaron Rodgers stays around, Reg, I think Vrabel would be a good click. Because look what he did with an aging Ryan Tannehill.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I think Vrabel would probably be the best choice if Rodgers stays around.
And Vrabel would want Rodgers. He wouldn't want Rodgers to leave. He would convince whoever the GM is to keep him because why not? Um, Now, my preference is to move on from everybody, but I understand that it's not easy to get rid of someone like Aaron Rodgers, given the contract, given the cap, given everything. It's not easy. So who knows? Um, but the Jets aren't. They got embarrassed in Buffalo. And Gordon, look, I was yelling at the TV. But ultimately, I knew the result was going to be a bad one because Buffalo, they're trying to get the 2 seeds, so they're going to work their ass off. And the Jets don't have, in my honest opinion, they don't have the team. While they have the talent, they're a poorly coached team, and they just don't have what it takes
I don't.
to to win these games. And I like what Sauce Gardner, he was talking to the media. They were asking him, well, what happened today? Why this team didn't show up and everything. And he said the team, and rightfully so, because he was wondering, hey, look, this is the same team that we had weeks ago when we faced them in week 6, and we were 3 points, 3 point deficit. Why is it all of a sudden that we're getting embarrassed by a team that hasn't changed? And his response was, team quit. And look, while it's not necessarily the best thing in the world for Sauce Gardner to say because he hasn't had a great season, it's the right thing. He's right. The team's quitting. The
Oh,
team
he's
checked
right.
out. The team has checked out. They're gone. Okay? It's over.
Anyway, and I'm sure Nate Moser's excited.
Very. He has a 2 seed, so it's like it's great.
All right. The Las Vegas Raiders of Oakland beating the New Orleans Saints 25-10.
Um, how about Brock Bowers, man? He broke the rookie record for what most yards, receptions, something like that. It's a big ass record. So congratulations to Brock Bowers, man. I would kill for Brock Bowers on my team. Um, but another victory. Look, these are two teams that are horrible, so it doesn't change anything. Um, uh, Colts and Giants, Bill.
Oh boy.
45 points to 33. 40 in favor of the Giants over the Colts.
Wow.
I
Just
Bill,
the Giants can't even tank right.
I can't rip the team because they obviously want to win, so I can't rip them for winning. But man, it is so nice to see the anger on Giants fans' faces after they finally show up after all these weeks, after all these putrid home games. They've gone winless until this past weekend. And now they win. Now they put up the points. Now it's so funny. It's so hilarious. They can't tank right. You nailed it. I mean, but I can't rip the players for winning. I can't. I'm sorry. Like, they're professional ball players.
No, they are.
But it's just so funny how like the Giants have a chance to go after a quarterback. I know it's not the greatest quarterback class, but you still have a chance to go after a quarterback. And now they drop from first to like fifth. It's so funny. So funny.
Can't even tank right.
Oh,
Can't
gosh.
even tank right, my friend. But you know what? Malik Neighbors had a hell of a game yesterday.
He certainly did.
And guess who that helps?
Well, it helps you 'cause I know you have him, right?
Yup, and in my fantasy league, my let's say I'm in the championship, and as of right now, I have a 94% chance of winning.
Yeah. Go. Bill's gonna be a champion.
Yes, I am.
And it's exciting stuff when you can win your championship. It is exciting stuff.
So yeah, but anyway, they can't tank right, but maybe they should go for like a free agent quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, what was the meme Rifkin were talking about? Justin Fields, I think would make perfect sense for the Giants.
I would say
Like
try to go for Sam Darnold. He's gonna be a free
Sam
agent.
Darnold, that's a good one too. He's not favorable right now, but Kirk Cousins as a stopgap. The idea, if you get a Kirk Cousins, the idea is to get to 2026 when you can draft a quarterback. And then you have him for another year so that the quarterback can learn. And then year two of the rookie that you choose. In year two, he can become the starter in the sophomore year. Um, if you go after Sam Darnold, it's a win now situation. It has to be. Um, Darnold's good enough to win now. That's my honest opinion.
I could agree. I could totally agree with you on that.
Yeah. Justin Fields, I think you may have to do not necessarily win now, but definitely have to be better than 3 wins. That's
Okay.
that's where I stand. Go ahead.
So moving on, the Eagles throttling the Cowboys 41-7.
For the 21st straight season, the NFC East will have a different division winner. No consecutive back-to-back uh division winners.
Did you see what happened with AJ Brown?
No, I barely watched the Eagles game. I was too exhausted. I turned off all
Like he
football.
got the ball, he had to give it back, but a fan actually signed a jersey for him.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So that was pretty cool. I trash Eagle fans, but that was pretty cool.
That was pretty dope. Kenny Pickett obviously he didn't have the greatest day, but he still uh threw some touchdowns, had a rushing touchdown of his own. Um Saquon trying to break records, but I think he's gonna sit. I think he's gonna sit in week 18. So
Makes sense.
yeah, I wouldn't worry about records at this point. But he had a 2,000 yard season. I don't know if that
Just
makes
don't get injured.
exactly.
All right, moving on. The Bucks beat the Panthers 48-14.
Baker Mayfield with 5 touchdowns.
Baker touchdown maker.
I love that. Um, yeah, the Bucks are a good team, and the fact that they up until this point really haven't controlled the NFC South is wild because I think they're the best team in the NFC South. I really do.
No, I do as well. The
Uh,
Jaguars beat the Titans 20-13.
I think at this point, the Jaguars are just trying to, salvage wherever they got. The Titans are a disgrace. There's two bad teams facing each other trying to salvage something out of the season. And, you know,
And
I
then
guess
go on.
I guess I give credit to Mason Rudolph. Go ahead. Sorry.
The Dolphins beating the Browns 20-3.
Dolphins all of a sudden in the playoff mix too.
No, this is going to be next week is going to be interesting for that last playoff spot.
The Jets and Dolphins play at 4 o'clock, so I want to spoil their asses because excuse my language.
Vikings beat the Packers 27 to 25.
Close game, but ultimately Sam Darnold uh and the Vikings come away with a big time victory. Though 15 fourth quarter points by the Packers got them close. Got them pretty close. It was a valiant effort.
And the Commanders beating the Falcons 30 to 24.
And then that's a clinching scenario for the Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels, that big time, big boy statement drive he had in overtime. Unfazed, ready to go. His confidence showed. Jaden Daniels, look, he's obviously going to be Rookie of the Year, but he's for real. He's a threat. He's a threat to teams. So watch out for the Commanders. Watch out for them.
Oh, I absolutely agree.
Yeah. By the way, what the hell is Raheem Morris, the head coach of the Falcons? What is he doing? They had the ball with 50 seconds to go. Penix throws and a completion with about 30 seconds to go, and he has two timeouts. Falcons have two timeouts. They don't use a timeout. They run another play with about 17 seconds to go. And then the ball obviously goes incomplete, 12 seconds to go. If they had called a timeout, they would have probably had an eternity to get to field goal range and to get three and get themselves into the playoffs. Like, and then of course they ended up going for the field goal at the end, but of course the kicker, I think is Patterson, whatever his name is. It was not even close. Like the ball didn't even make it to the uprights. So the Falcons screwed the pooch on that final drive in the fourth quarter.
Oh, they did.
They should have won this game.
They should have.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
yeah, that is week 17. Well, tonight we got what do we got? We got
Lions Niners.
thank you. We got
Huge
Lions
game
and
for
Niners tonight for
yeah,
game.
huge game for the Lions. The division is going to come down to Sunday night next week. Lions and Vikings. Ooh, that's gonna be a doozy.
That is going to be so yeah. So we got next week. We got week 18 coming up. We got the final week.
Yep.
Wow, I can't believe how fast this NFL season went.
Always fast moving NFL season.
It really is.
Crazy
All
stuff.
right. Anything else more to talk about?
Uh, I know we just talked about the Jets. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Rex Ryan gonna expect to interview for the job, and this is a name that I told you, Bill. This is a name that I told you, and people dismissed. You didn't, but this people dismissed it. Ron Rivera. Didn't I say that Ron Rivera would look into the Jet job?
I think you did. Yeah.
They're expected to interview him. So, oh Jesus, I don't know. I don't know about Ron Rivera though. I don't know.
I think Vrabel or Rex would be your best choice.
You know me. Well, my number one is Rex, but if there's mutual interest between Vrabel and the Jets, get it done before Black Monday. But I don't know. I don't know. They're gonna take this long ass process and whatever. But Ron Rivera, I talked about Ron Rivera.
And
I
you're
talked
gonna
about Ron Rivera.
and you're gonna beat your chest on that one, aren't you, Reggie?
Yeah. No, I don't expect him to get the job. I don't want him. But um, but I did talk about. It's great. All right. Short show. Happy.
Um,
Go ahead, Bill. Sorry.
I hate to end on a somber note, but
Oh
Rex,
yes, yes,
condolences to the
yes.
family of Greg Gumbel.
Yeah,
He passed
yeah,
away this weekend. A wonderful career at CBS Sports. Rest in peace.
yeah. Me and Rifkin talked about this as well. There is no big time sporting event without Greg Gumbel there. You're talking World Series, you're talking NBA Finals. He was the first black announcer to call U.S. major sports championship when he announced Super Bowl, I believe Super Bowl 35, Olympics, all these big time sporting events. You know, Greg Gumbel was there. He was excuse me, part of our true soundtrack to our sports broadcasting. There is no sports television. You can't talk about the sport history of sports television without talking about Greg Gumbel. So, and the way he interviewed athletes, tremendous stuff. It's a massive loss for the sports world. Greg Gumbel gone at the age of 78. Cancer took him. So, that's a tough one.
Yes, absolutely. And also not sports related, but a big, condolences to the Carter family. Former President Jimmy Carter passed away at 100.
Yeah.
And regardless how you felt about him and his presidency, he was a great human being.
A lot of his um great work came after he left office. And obviously his time in the White House very similar to Joe Biden in the sense of, Americans were not very happy um with everything going on in the country, whether it was your jobs, whether it was the wars, whether it was, all that stuff. One-term president. But Jimmy Carter, no matter how you feel about it, and Bill's 100% right on this, he was a great humanitarian. He was a man of God. He cared about the people. He wanted to make sure there was no homelessness, no hunger, um, and that people could live comfortably. That was his mission. That's what he did. He cared about the people, truly cared about the people. Um, it was a long life, 100 years old. He was gonna go. He was sick for a while, but it's still a tough one to swallow if you're an American. Like you're talking about one of the greatest Americans of all time. Jimmy Carter's up there. He has to be.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah, tough one to swallow, Bill.
So rest in peace, Mr. President. Our condolences go out to the Carter family.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that's what my dad said. My dad, who voted for Reagan in 1980, he said, "Listen, Carter wasn't a good president, but he was a good man."
yeah. And I'm glad that Jimmy Carter had the life that he did. The fact that people can look at his life in general and be like, you know what, controversial presidency, but he was a damn good person, and that's all it is. You're not getting that out of many of these presidents, but you're getting that out of Jimmy
Because I
Carter.
think why he was elected, and this is not a political podcast, because I think at this point Jimmy Carter had that approach as I'm honest, genuine, trustworthy.
Mhm.
And this is our country. We were just recovering from Watergate,
Yeah.
where people's trust in government went down.
Mhm.
And I think Jimmy Carter just presented himself as I'm genuine, I'm honest, I'm trustworthy, I'm someone you want in office.
Someone to lead the country, a good person,
But
and
I'm sure in 1980 people are like, he's nice, but he's not doing that great of a job.
yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. And that's the part that really stinks. Um, but that's the world of politics. He was a Washington outsider, and a lot of people in Washington had many concerns about him.
I
But the
think, but again, I think that's why people voted for him in
Yeah.
1976 because that's when I think this was also, this was after the time when Ford pardoned Nixon, and people just looked at Ford as another Nixon crony
Mhm.
and saying, you know what, we need someone genuine, we need someone honest in office. Jimmy Carter's our guy. So yeah, sorry to end the last show of the year on a somber note.
But it's a celebration of these two wonderful people. You know, you had pioneer in sports broadcasting, and then of course you had one of the greatest humanitarians to ever live. So I think it's more of a celebration than being somber because you get to look at that and be like, man, we were so lucky to be,
Absolutely.
whether it was physically or whether it was through our television screens or through the articles, to be in the presence of greatness. It's great.
Absolutely. And also, now trying to end on a more uplifting note, thank you all. We want to thank our viewers and listeners for a great year
Yeah.
here at SIN on SIP. We want to thank you all for a great year.
Yeah. Well, it was a great year. It was a lot of big time sports moments. Um and me and Bill, we had fun like we always do.
And you know what it is? Because sometimes this could feel like to some people, this could feel like work. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not feeling too great right now. So, but I'm powering through because
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
And as Mark Twain once eloquently stated, turn your vocation into a vacation and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, like I like doing this, man. Like I
Because,
love working with Bill.
and I love work, we've worked together for over 10 years. So,
You know, like, and we've had a great friendship through and through, and doing it with your best buds is the best part about it. Like, let's be
some people do say, oh, don't work with friends. It might contend the relationship, but
Mhm.
just don't let it contend the relationship.
And that's the thing that I appreciate about you is that you don't, even if I go off the rails a bit, and there are times where I have, you know, bring it back together. It's okay. I defend Bill, Bill defends me. Bring it back together.
Yes. And you
There's
know
nothing
what?
wrong.
We here at SIN, we've had our disagreements,
Yeah.
and we're not going to get too much into details, but we've had disagreements before. And, but you know what? At the end of the day, it's about how you manage these disagreements. And how can okay, we are like 500 miles apart here. We need to regroup and talk about how we're going to fix this.
Yeah. How do we get to 100 miles apart? How do we get to 50? Like things like that. Eventually we'll get to zero. But these are things that we do together, and it just helps that you folks support us. So please, in 2025, we're still in this brand new live format, which is something that I never thought we would get to. We tried doing this live back when we were starting the podcast and didn't quite work out that way. But the new live format, I'm very appreciative of that.
And you know what I'm looking forward to in 2025?
Mhm.
We're going to be hitting number 400.
405 years of doing this podcast. 400 episodes, 5 years. Five
So,
years. How wild is that?
and you want to know something? I was crunching the numbers.
Yeah.
I was looking of how many, if we keep doing two shows a week, we could be doing the 400th show on my birthday week.
Oh shit. It's gonna be a great birthday gift.
Yeah, well, my birthday would be that Monday, so we will have a show on my birthday,
Yeah.
and we be doing the big show that Friday.
Yeah.
So talk about a talk about a big birthday gift.
Yeah. Bill goes to 31 years of age, and we get to 400 episodes. And 5 years.
Wow, I can't believe we've been doing this for half a decade.
Wild. And we thank you. 2025 is going to be a good year, hopefully.
Absolutely.
And we'll continue to get better. And, you know, all I want is to keep the show growing. We're going to get better. We'll find ways to reach out to more people so that people can enjoy our show and we can continue doing things our way. Um, we
So
appreciate
from
you. We love you. Go ahead. Sorry,
so
Billy.
from all of us here at SIN, we wish you a very happy and healthy new year.
Mhm.
2025 is going to be a great year. So from all of us here, happy new year, stay safe and take care.
We love you, appreciate you, and let's get it.